Hey guys, it's Will here, and I'm here with Sam.
Right guys.
And if you click this video, you should know that tonight we've got our hands on the Fall of Cadia. This is going to be the first in what looks to be a multi-part series called The Gathering Storm, where the grim darkness of the far future is about to get even grimmer and even darker.
That's what we like to see.
So let's peel off the shrink wrap. This is so new. I'm
literally just got it.
literally just picked it up at midnight. I'll deal with that rubbish.
Throw the rubbish on the floor. Don't care about that.
You've got a hardback book, similar style to a codex. Now this is a bit of a change because their previous Warzone books have been two books, a fluff and a rules one. This time they've condensed it into one, which I like because it keeps the price down a bit. And you know,
It does a bit, yeah.
we're not all made of money.
And it didn't make it a softback either, so...
Yeah, it's a nice hardback, so if your opponent's messing, you can still hit him upside the head with it.
So I imagine... I have no expectation of this book. I've heard nothing about it. Neither of you, really.
I've heard a few things, but
so we're going to skip the fluff.
Yeah, I'm just seeing
get
how
into the meat
much
and
fluff
potato
there
rules.
So yeah, hang on.
There's
That's
Necrons.
interesting. That's Trezan the Infinite. So while the Fall of Cadia obviously talks mainly about the 13th Black Crusade with Abaddon and the forces of Chaos storming out of the Eye of Terror and attacking the fortress world of Cadia, there's apparently some Necron involvement. So we've got lots of lovely art, lots of story, lots of pictures. There's a lot of fluff here. Wolfen. So Wolfen are involved. So that might interest you Space Wolf players out there. Pretty pictures, Space Marines. Okay.
So it seems to be majoritively fluff.
So that thicker part there, that is mostly fluff. That runs us up to page number 99. So we've got 99 pages of fluff here, which is, to be honest, what I expected, because this does tell the story of a war more than anything. So if you're looking to get loads of new rules out of this, it might not be there. We've got about another 30 pages of rules here, I think. 35 pages of rules.
Yeah,
so there's still some content in here. And the rules is what we're going to be looking at. Incidentally, I probably will do a review of the fluff once I've had a chance to read it, but I'm not reading 99 pages of fluff in one night just to do the review on the release day.
Yeah. So it just looks like missions.
So yeah, starts off with talking about here we go, Battle Zone Empiric Storm. Now this is something I've heard about. So I think, from what I'm seeing, these rules are kind of general guidance for playing games set in the Fall of Cadia, the 13th Black Crusade. And we have a new Empiric Storm. Now this seems to work like the Chaos Demons thing. Let's have a look. If you're playing a mission that uses the Empiric Storm special rule, or you choose to use these Battle Zone rules in your game, the Raging Tides of the Warp will have an effect on your army and their surroundings. Okay? Each player must generate a single Empiric Storm event at the start of their turn, and then you've got a D66 table of all sorts of things that can happen.
This does not massively interest me, to be honest, that we don't generally play the exit missions.
No, although it would be interesting for more of a story-driven game if you're that type of player. I mean, I'd be interested to try it out. I know you're not up for that, but you know, might find somebody else.
So it's got all the what they do on the next page.
Yep. So then we've got a couple of pages of what these do. Let's just pull up an example here. So 26 Reality Storm. All models move 1 inch less during their movement phase. Psychers and demons move 3 inches less. So they tend to screw. That one screws with your plans. I'm sure some of them probably buff, but I think this could have a big effect on the game.
Yeah, could be interesting.
More for story-driven ones.
So
and we've got some missions. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Four new
missions. So the first 18 pages of the rules is the Empiric Storm and the missions, which again, it is a campaign. It talks about a campaign, so I'm down with that. We can do that.
So I'm just having a thumb through to see what's here. Not much.
No, but what there is, from what I've read, is quite interesting. Anyway, lots of new data sheets. So these will be the 3 new models that came out in that like bumper £50 set of 3 characters. So we've got the Mechanicum guy first.
How do you know it's Mechanicum?
Look at him.
Yeah, well, I can't see any Mechanicum.
Let's see. Well, he's called Bellisarius Cawl. Bellisarius Cawl, and he's an Archmagus Dominus. And look at him. He's covered in tech and wearing a red robe.
Yeah, but doesn't necessarily mean he's part of the Mechanicum faction.
No, it doesn't.
I think he's designed to work with them.
Yeah.
But there's nothing in his rules that says Mechanicum faction.
So maybe I think he can be taken with other Imperial forces in some of these. We'll see. I might have to dive deeper into that. But is this guy any good?
Well, it's 200 points to start with, so
That costly better be.
yeah. Stat line: weapon skill, ballistic skill 5. Pretty standard for a high level character. Strength and toughness 6. Toughness 6 pretty good.
Strength 5, toughness 6.
Oh yeah, strength 5. So not best strength. He's got 5 wounds. That's pretty hardy. Initiative and attacks are 3. So he's a little weak on the attacks value and a little slow. Leadership 10, save 2+. So he's a hardy bugger. 2+ with 5 wounds. Pretty good.
Yeah, on a toughness 6 model as well, so he's going to be tough to wound.
He's as tough as a Tyrannofex.
And although he's only strength 5, I see here he has a mastercrafted power axe, so he's going to be hitting at strength 7.
Power axe is only +1 strength.
It is, so he'll be hitting at strength 6 anyway. That's still
but that'll make him initiative 1.
But he's low initiative anyway, initiative 3, it's no biggie. So what have we got? We got some cool weapons.
We got Arc Surge.
See page 132. Okay, so that's handy. I think this is a thing in the Mechanicum, but actually having the rules in here is nice too. So that's a +1 strength AP4 melee weapon with Haywire, Mastercrafted, and Machine Surge. It can reroll on the Haywire result.
Cool.
So it's basically his Haywire in combat.
Yeah, he's got an anti-vehicle Haywire weapon.
And interestingly, that means he has 2 melee weapons, so +1 attack off the bat. Mechadendrite Hive and Scryer Skull, again, are 2 more items listed there.
So Mechadendrite Hive is there.
So this is... Okay, he makes 2d6 extra attacks at initiative 10. They don't grant an extra pile-in move, but they can... Oh, I see, they can... Hang on. Oh, and he makes a single data spike, so he makes 2... So we've got 2d6 strength 4 attacks with the Mechadendrites, and then the strength has user melee Haywire with a data spike.
So 1 strength 5 Haywire hit and 2d6 strength 4 AP dash melee hits.
In addition to 4 attacks with either the Arc Surge or the Power Axe.
So he'll go through most vehicles reliably.
And then a Refractor Field, which is only a 5-up save.
Refractor.
Yeah, it's 5-up invuln.
5-up invulnerable. So he's a Terminator with 5 wounds.
Yeah, and toughness 6. So he's not going to be easy to shift, but he's by no means invulnerable. But that toughness 6 does mean that you're going to need a force weapon to insta-kill him.
Yeah.
Or similar.
So.
What else have we got?
Special rules.
Canticles of the Archmagus and Canticles of the Omnissiah, which are listed opposite. And
so Canticles of the Omnissiah look the same as the standard Mechanicum ones.
And then Canticles of the Archmagus. Okay, so they work like Canticles of the Omnissiah, except they affect friendly vehicle units from the armies of the Imperium within 12 inches, even if they don't have the Canticles of the Omnissiah. So that's quite cool. So that gives buffs to vehicles, including ballistic skill buffs, invuln save buffs, or potentially it will not die, and up to sort of making 3 it will not die rolls per vehicle if there's 8 vehicles.
Okay, there's 3 tables here. So which one do you use, or do you choose?
You pick one, and then the number of units affects what you get.
Cool.
So if you pick the ballistic skill buff, then if there's 1 to 3 units in range, you get +1 ballistic skill.
4 to 7 +2 and 8 +3.
Yeah, the invuln goes either 6 +, 5 +, 4 +. Surround this guy with dreadnoughts and go 4 + invuln.
That'd be pretty funny.
Finally, he's got... I'm trying to run through these fairly quick because I know some of these videos can be a bit long, so you might have to rewind if I'm saying this too fast. At the start of each turn, he recovers D3 wounds.
That's hilarious.
So if you don't kill him in a turn, he's bouncing back hard.
So he's pretty hardy.
He also has Feel No Pain, independent character, and very bulky.
So he's going to be hard to put in transport, but at the same time, he's going to be hard to kill. He's only infantry, so he's relatively slow.
Yeah. You could fit him in a bulky transport.
I'm not seeing a ranged weapon either.
No, here we go. Arcana Mechanicum. He has a Solar Atomizer, which is his special thing. Range 12, Strength 10, Assault AP 1, Assault D3 Mastercrafted Melter. That's a weapon.
That's pretty good. 12-inch range, so he is really good at killing vehicles. Like heavy vehicles, he'll wreck with Haywire, Melter. So yeah, he's quite good.
Tell you what,
200 points good?
Depends on the delivery system. He can't do anything outside a 12-inch bubble. He really wants to be within 6 inches or melee.
And it does depend. I'm assuming he'll be in a Mechanicum army, despite the fact there's no Mechanicum rules here.
I believe he can be taken by other Imperial forces from some of the detachments I've seen.
How do we know who can take these?
I think, here we go, 2 large formations,
here it is.
Yeah.
Should we just pause this for a moment?
Yeah, let's have a read of these.
Right,
so we've had a quick read of it, and basically they're designed, the 3 characters in here, as I thought, he goes with Mechanicum, Saint Celestine goes with the Sisters of Battle, and then the Inquisitor Greyfax goes with the Inquisition. But they can be taken as HQs in other Imperial forces, which opens up some interesting opportunities.
Yeah. So you might see them cropping about elsewhere.
Stick him in a Land Raider.
Yeah.
You've got room to put a 5-man squad in there as well, maybe even a 5-man squad tooled for melee. Hell a lot of points though. You're running a 250 point vehicle with a 200 point character.
But he'll go well in Mechanicum because he's got the Omnicide Canticles, but you won't get him in the War Combo.
No, which is how up to this point most people have run their Mechanicum, but there is new Mechanicum formations later on, so we'll see how he fits in there.
How do you feel? He's an alright character. I don't know if he's worth 200 points. He's really good. 200 points though is a hefty point sink.
Well, think of it this way, right? I was just running Vulcan in our game, and he was good. Vulcan is 190, so he's 10 points less. Vulcan has lower toughness, lower strength, lower wounds. Better invuln, but you know this guy has 5 wounds and can regen them and feel no pain. Which Vulcan...
So yeah, I actually think he's quite a good character for your unique.
If you're running a lot of vehicles and you want a way to deal with your opponent's vehicles, I tell you what, he'd actually fit quite nicely into my salamanders. Although, how would I fit him in? Because all those vehicles are free because of the formation.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but...
Moving on. So...
This is Saint Celestine, the living saint.
Again, she's 200 points.
But the unit actually includes her and 2 of these Gemini Superior, which seem to be these sort of... backup Sisters of Battle. Well, she has doves. I never thought I would see doves on a 40k model.
Yeah.
And roses. There are roses on her sword.
She's a lady. She's got to be pretty.
Yes, but, you know, taking doves and roses onto a battlefield?
If you do her stats, I'll read through this.
Okay, so stats... Weapon skill and ballistic skill 7, so she is an absolute master of fighting, but she is still human, so strength and toughness are 3. 5 wounds, initiative 7, with 5 attacks and leadership 10. So yeah, she lacks a bit in strength and toughness, but is a hell of a skilled fighter. 2+ armor save, and then she's backed up by these 2 Gemini Superior, who are weapons skill 5, ballistic skill 4, strength 3, toughness 3, with 2 wounds apiece, initiative 4, 2 attacks, and leadership 10. So again, pretty skilled fighters, but have that natural human frailty of strength and toughness 3. And as you could probably tell from the models, they're all jump infantry as well. Now, she's got... here we go. So the Gemini Superiors have bolt pistols and power swords, and the whole unit has frag and crack. And she's got Adamantium Will, Eternal Warrior, and the unit has Fearless Hit and Run. She is an independent character. I'm not quite sure how that works with her Gemini Superiors. I imagine that it might give us a bit more detail on that further on. And something called Saintly Blessing, which Sam is reading up on now. So yeah, she's a hell of a skilled fighter, but just very frail potentially. But here we go, we've got a few special rules. Divine Guardians. The Gemini Superior both have a 4+ invuln. In addition, while at least one is still alive, resolve any wounds suffered by Saint Celestine on the Gemini Superior closest to her. So essentially she auto lookout sirs onto her Geminis. Saint Celestine is permitted to join other units, in which case both Celestine and her Gemini Superior join the unit. If she leaves, then the Gemini also leave, forming a separate unit. So it's like a unit of 3 that acts as an independent character, which makes sense because she always wants to keep these girls with her, but she also wants to join a unit, so that's cool. Then she's got a once per battle Emperor's Vengeance, which is range unlimited, strength 8 AP3, assault 1 barrage, large blast, orbital. So it's essentially a strength 8 AP3 large blast orbital strike. So that's useful enough. She can basically phone up to her dropship and get someone to fire down a large blast. So
she's got some pretty cool special rules.
Let's have a look at her weapon first, because a good warrior is nothing without a good weapon. What have we got here then?
Well, her weapon is...
No, that's the thing. This is the weapon here.
Ah, her weapon.
The Ardent Blade.
All friendly models that are within 12 of Saint Celestine use her leadership when taking acts of faith or war hymn tests.
Okay, that's her special rule. That's her warlord trait. Her weapon. Oh, that's cool. So it's a heavy flamer and a +2 strength armor bane mastercrafted power sword. And then she has the armor of Saint Catherine, which converts a 2-up armor, 4-up invuln. Okay, that's pretty decent.
2 up, 4 up. That's pretty good. So she's got these saintly blessings. Once per turn, she can activate each one once per game. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she can activate one of these every turn once per game. And each one affects a unit within all units within 12 of the specific type, because there's one for HQ, one for troop, one for elite, one for fast, one for heavy, one for super heavy.
Lord of War, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so she could go, okay, this time I'm going to activate the one that affects troops, all troops within 12, I believe it is.
Yep.
Yeah, get this blessing. So it's pretty cool. So going through them, the HQ one, HQs gain Zealot special rule until the end of the next turn. Sorry, until the start of your next turn.
Because that essentially is a buff that gives them a buff to their unit.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. The one for troops, affected troop units, only all models in the unit gain Feel No Pain 6+ special rule to the start of your next turn.
And if they already have Feel No Pain, they gain +1 to their Feel No Pain.
So that's pretty cool.
That's useful. Stacks nicely with Iron Hands.
Yeah. For elites, all models in the unit gain counter-attack and furious charge special rule. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm seeing a theme that a lot of these tend to favour melee units.
Well, Zealot gives you Fearless.
Yeah.
Fear of Pain's just Fear of Pain.
But Zealot
Furious
also
Charge and
gives you
Counter Attack,
hatred.
yeah, that's melee.
Yeah.
All models, for a fast attack, all models gain Crusade and Fleet. So yeah, melee again. Heavy, it'll gain Relentless.
Relentless. Ooh.
And Lord of War's gain It Will Not Die.
For the remainder of the battle.
That's pretty cool.
So I would think if you're running her near a Lord of War, unless there's a really strong reason to pop one of these others, pop your Lord of War, It Will Not Die on the first turn. Give your Knight, It Will Not Die.
That will be pretty good. So,
that's cool. Then she's got a whole load more special rules. She has a huge amount of rules
she's
here.
got a two-page spread of rules. So we've got Healing Tears. At the start of each of your turns, set one single slain
Gemini Superior.
within set up one slain Gemini Superior within 2 inches of Saint Celestine.
That's cool. So if her pair of Gemini Superiors die, a new one respawns every turn.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So she'll always have a bodyguard, basically. Generally.
Generally, unless you kill both her bodyguards and then her.
And then you've got
Martyrdom. If a model with the Martyrdom special rule is your Warlord, and that model is removed as a casualty during the battle, all friendly units wholly comprised of models with the Axe of Faith, C Codex Imperial agents, automatically pass all leadership tests until the end of your next turn.
That's pretty cool. And then you've got this...
Miraculous Intervention.
which is basically, when she is slain, you take a leadership test. If you pass, she comes back, I believe. Start your next turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you put a counter down when she's slain, take a leadership test at the start of your next turn, she comes back. If she's slain a consecutive time or fails the leadership, she's actually removed.
Okay, so she can only respawn once.
Yeah.
Somewhat like Garviel Loken in the Horus Heresy ones. That's, but it's a leadership test, but she's leadership 10, so that's quite likely to pass. In fact, it's statistically slightly better than Loken, who is on a 2+.
And she can use her Healing Tears to bring back one of her Gemini Superiors in the same turn.
That's cool.
So, that's her. Again, 200 points, so she's quite a lot.
Yeah, but she's good value, considering you're getting a 5 wound character with, strength 5 on initiative 7 with 5 attacks, and her Gemini Superior, who have 2 wounds, and again have Power Sword, a pair of, or 3 Power Sword attacks because they've got bolt pistols.
And she's got Eternal Warrior.
And all these buff effects.
What do the Gemini Swordsmen have? Power Swords?
Yeah, they're Power Swords.
Power
Swords and bolt pistols. So they're not great, but if you can... They're HQ, so no. If there's probably a way you can
It's
buff
nice
them.
because you get a small unit with that. So.
And then your Acts of Faith thing, I don't really know about because I
think that's just a sister's thing.
That's a sister's thing, yeah. Oh, it's making me want to get these models now because she actually looks really strong. Right, and the final one, another girl actually. There's a strong female presence here, which is not a bad thing. It is 2017 after all.
Yeah.
Inquisitor Catarina Greyfax, the Eye of the Emperor.
She's only 150 points. Which is nice.
It's a little bit cheaper. And what have we got here? So basically she's an Inquisitor. So she's weapons skill, ballistic skill 4, strength and toughness 3, with 3 wounds. Initiative 4, 3 attacks, leadership 10. So she's pretty standard human HQ character. She's got power armor, so she's got 3 up save. So she's not amazing. She's a single independent character on foot. Now, weapons wise, we've got a mastercrafted Condemner Bolter. Sam, if you'd like to turn up page 132.
Sorry, I was just reading the formation on the next page. 132, Condemner Bolter. There it is.
It's a bolter with assault 1, strength 5.
AP dash, Psyshock?
Yeah, Psyshock. A unit containing at least 1 Psyker, etc. is hit by this weapon. 1 randomly determined Psyker suffers perils in addition to other damage.
So she basically shoots Psykers and perils them.
So it's basically a combi bolter with the 1 shot is a strength 5 assault 1, give you a perils. Because it says here it works like a combi.
Yeah.
So she's got Bolter as well.
So that's quite cool. Once per game, you'd be like, well, you're Psychic Perils.
Oh, what's that? Magnus just removed himself. Oh no, Magnus probably cheats his way out of that.
Yeah, Magnus can't peril.
Warlord trait is Master of Interrogation. So enemy infiltrators can't set up within 24.
Yeah, nice.
Enjoy that with your Gene Cole.
I still maintain that Cult Ambush is still not Infiltrate.
It is Infiltrate if you use it at the start of the game.
It's not. It says instead, but yeah.
Yeah, and she's got a Mastercrafted Power Sword, Frag and Crack, Psych Out Grenades and a Psyoculum. So we're going to need to look at what those do.
Cyclone 1 for free.
Psych Out Grenades are a Strength 2 Assault 1 Blast Psy-Shot Grenade.
So you can double do Side Shop again to Psychers.
And then Psyoculum. Oh, they count as BS. Yeah, this is the thing that gives you BS 10 if you're shooting at Psychers.
Yeah.
Which is useful enough if you come across.
2's re-rolling.
Yeah, 2's re-rollable. That be fun against Demons of Zinch.
Yeah, that would be good. What else you got? That's it.
That's it for weapons. She's Indomitable Will. When she's making Deny the Witch tests, she always counts as having a higher mastery level, so she always gets that +1.
That's pretty cool. We've been through those.
No, I skipped over those. So
she's independent character, preferred enemy,
Psychers,
so that's pretty cool.
and she's a mastery level 2 Psyker.
And stubborn. Just to top it off, stubborn. Yay!
Stubborn leadership 10, I'll take that. Stick her in a unit of guard, they ain't going nowhere. So she always knows her own special power, Aura of Oppression, and in addition to that she gets 2 rolls on telepathy.
Yeah. Telepathy is really good.
Invisibility.
Yeah. If you roll that 5.
So this is a Malediction, her special one. She can go Warp Charge 1 to 3, or 1 or 3, so she can't do it on a 2. And she can do a 1 or a 3.
So Malediction targets a single non-vehicle enemy unit within 12. Oh, short range.
But most of her is.
Target unit must immediately take a pinning test. That's pretty cool.
Even if they pass it, they can't run Turbo Boost, Sweeping Advance, or Fire Overwatch.
That's pretty
So
good.
it screws them over either way, but if they fail that pinning test, then they're in a bad state.
Alternatively, you can attempt to manifest up to 3 if you do so.
Oh, that's cool. If you cast it on Warp Charge 3, it becomes a 12-inch bubble.
That's pretty cool.
So again, she, like the other characters in here, wants to get stuck in there. But
Yeah.
she's a little more fragile. You need to give her someone to look after her.
She has D-Strike?
No, but she
Goes well with she goes in Tempestus, doesn't she?
No, she goes with Inquisition.
Ah.
So, but they can be taken with anyone.
Put her in a Valkyrie.
Put her in a drop pod with a tactical squad. I mean, I know fluff-wise, standard humans can't survive a drop pod strike, but there's nothing in the rules to say she can't, and she is wearing power armor.
There is that.
So she's a nice little psyker to have.
She's very good at the anti-psychic, so if your opponent's running psychic Death Stars, her and a Calidus Assassin.
Interesting fact, she's actually wearing power armored high heels. And yeah, so that's pretty cool.
So, formations.
I'd say of the 3, she's probably the weakest, but she's the cheapest. So you get what you pay for. Now we got some formations.
It looks like there's 3 formations.
And then 2 detachments as well.
2?
That's a detachment, and that's a detachment.
Oh Jesus, that's huge.
That's basically pick what you like from the Imperium and it respawns if it's troops. But yeah.
Right, so...
The Triumvirate of the Imperium. So this is your whole £50 box set.
Yeah, it's just the 3 characters that we've just been over.
Yeah.
So, what's it called?
Bellisarius Cawl, Saint Celestine, and Inquisitor Greyfax. And you just take them all. So that's going to run you, what, 550 points?
Friendly units in 12 of them gain Stubborn.
That's cool. And automatically pass pinning. Also friendly Imperial unit. Here we go. They have to be within 12 of 2 or more models to gain pinning and again ignore pinning and stubborn, and then if they're within 12 inches of all three, they gain fearless. Note that the Gemini Superior do not count for the purposes of this.
So yeah, that's not bad.
So yeah, if they're at the centre of a larger force, they'll give them some benefits. Also, there's nothing here to say they have to actually stick around and buddy up. They can join separate units.
Yeah, and if your warlord's chosen from there, you get to reroll your warlord trait.
No, you don't. Reread that. If you choose a model from this unit, then all models in this formation use their warlord traits.
Oh, fair enough.
Read the rules. You actually get... So that means you get Master of Interrogation, you get... what's her warlord trait? Oh yeah, you get Beacon of Faith, and you get Masterwork Bionics, which allows him to re-roll his Feel No Pains. So that's cool. So I think if you're taking these, you want to make one of these guys your warlord.
Yeah, it could be interesting. It's a nice little formation just to get the characters in.
Bit pricey though, because you're spending over 500 points on characters. I wouldn't run it in a standard size game. I might pick one that I'd like, but...
Ooh, Conclave...
Inquisitorius. Okay, so this is a new type of Mechanicum formation that seems to bring in units from both Skitari and Imperial Knights and Cult Mechanicum. So like the other Conclave formation, you're pulling in multiple codexes to your formation. So you gain Canticles. Oh, actually, let's see what you have to get. So you have to have Bellisarius Cawl, but as we've decided, he's pretty good anyway, so that's no hardship. So then you get one Battle Maniple or one War Cohort from Skitari. Now this is going to be hard to analyse because I don't know what those things do. I see, it's a formation of formations, because then you have 1 to 2 Battle Maniples or War Cohorts, 1 Holy Requisitioner, 0 to 1 Cohort Cybernetica, 0 to 1 Numinous Conclave, and 1 or 2 Imperial Knights or a Baronial Court. So most of that is... So it's a formation of formations, and I don't know what most of these formations do because I don't play Mechanicum.
Benefits are you get everyone gets canticles.
Yeah. During army selection, each character from a Conclave Inquisitorius may upgrade one of their weapons.
So you get mastercrafted on on characters.
So you pretend to be salamanders.
Yeah. And
synchronized data network. Everyone benefits from the Doctrina Imperatives from Skitari, not just the Skitari.
No idea what that does, but...
That's where you can plus or minus your weapon skill and ballistic skill. Like you have one where you get +3 weapon skill, -3 ballistic skill.
So not only do you get canticles on the other side, but you get the Skitari ones as well.
Yeah. Potentially very good if you can fit the points in, but I don't know.
Has to contain a maximum number of units.
Oh, to gain the other one, yeah. Oh, that's going to be expensive.
So, it's interesting.
You right, Andy? we have an onlooker.
I know bugger all about these two factions, so...
Yeah, we're going to have to be a bit like, we don't know. Potentially very good. If you play Mechanicum, let us know in the bottom what you think of this formation.
Yeah.
I think it could get too expensive to use reliably, though.
So you've got the Wrathful Crusade next.
Now this is a bit more like it.
Requires...
Saint Celestine and Inquisitor Greyfax.
1 Captain Codex Space Marines, 0 to 1 Stern Guard.
2 to 4 Black Templar Crusader squads. 1 or 2 Assault squads. And a Militarum Tempestus platoon. So you basically...
Militarum Tempestus platoon?
Yeah.
You don't get platoons in a Tempestus Codex, though.
No, you get them from the Astra Militarum Codex as an elite choice.
Ah, so yes,
yeah, it says
Militarum.
So you have a Sister of Battle character.
And you have to have Black Templars as your Space Marine chapter tactics.
Which makes sense because you're taking Crusade squads. So yeah, you get 2 Crusader squad, 2 to 4 Crusaders, 1 or 2 Assaults, a Tempestus platoon, a Captain, option of Stern Guard, Celestine and Greyfax.
So you gain Crusader, army formation wise, which is quite cool.
Crusader's overrated in my opinion, though. It's not a particularly good thing, but it's not a bad
Contains
thing.
the maximum number of units. You gain Zealot.
Okay, that's really good, and you could do the max there. 4 Crusader squads,
Not unreasonable.
2 assault squads. Celestine can go with one of those assault squads. The Tempestus platoon deep striking. Stern Guard are never a bad thing.
So the next one is
Hang on. All units from the Wrathful Crusade can reroll failed charge rolls.
and if you roll a 10 or more, you gain Furious Charge.
Reroll failed, because Crusader squads like charging anyway, because that's what Black Templars are all about.
So you'll have a bit more of a combating Marine list. Be interesting.
Backed up by Celestine and Greyfax.
Yeah.
Oh, the irony, of course, that a Psyker is joining the Black Templars.
Yeah.
Who hate Psykers, but she hates Psykers too. She's full of self-loathing. She hates Psykers, but she is one.
And then you get some. That'll be a weird list to play because you've got like Space Marines mixed in with Tempestus, mixed in with some Sisters.
And an Inquisitor. But potentially very fun if you like to mix and match your armies.
So that's quite cool. That's it.
That's your 2 formations. But now we have completely new, I guess, yeah, they're detachments, but they're not like these detachments of formations that we've been seeing since Decurion came out.
Yeah.
These use the Force Organisation, but they change it a lot.
So
you've got the Grand Convocation, which is this one, and then the Castellans of the Imperium, which is on the next page.
So the Grand Convocation detachment.
Yep. So you've got, it's a completely different Force Org chart. You have 2 to 4 HQs, 0 to 6 elites, 0 to 6 heavy support, 0 to 6 fast attacks, 4+ troops, and 0 to 3 Lords of War. So it's quite packed, but still flexible, I think.
So for HQs, Bastille Claw,
Bellisarius Cawl, so the character, or an Engine Seer, or a Tech Priest Dominus. So you can eat, the Engine Seer is an Astra Militarum, the Tech Priest Dominus is a Cult Mechanicum, or there's obviously Crawl. So you've got different...
for troops, you've got Catharon Breachers, Catharon Destroyers, Skitarii Rangers, Skitarii Vanguards.
So it's a mixed Mechanicum list mostly. Heavy supports, you got Castellan Robot Maniples, Iron Striders, or Dune Crawlers. Elites, Electro Priests of both flavours that I'm not going to try and pronounce at this time of night. Sicarian Infiltrators and Sicarian Runestalkers. So it's basically
Ruststalkers, yeah.
Ruststalkers. And then Lords, or your fast attacks are the Dragoons, those big walker things.
Yeah.
And then
Lord of War, one of any flavour of knight.
And you can have up to 3 Lords of War, so you can have 3 knights in this list. So it's basically take your pick from the Mechanicum, as long as you've got 2 HQs and 4 troops.
So for the first rule, first command benefit sort of thing, all units gain it will not die. That's cool. And anyone within 6 of your HQ.
No, not all units, all vehicles gain it will not die.
All vehicles gain it will not die, so it's good for your Imperial Knights.
All vehicles within 6 of an HQ have Power of Machine Spirit.
It's pretty good.
That's nice. That's not dissimilar to the Iron Hands formation in Descent of Angels. So as long as you keep your little Engine Seers around and your other characters...
There it is, you can reroll your Wallet trait.
Well, there we go. That's not one we've seen before.
If this detachment force organisation chart is the maximum number of units...
Excluding troops, because there's no max for troops.
Then all units from this detachment have Canticles of the Omicide version.
So you would need at that point 4 HQs, 6 heavy supports, 6 elites, 6 fast attacks, 3 Imperial Knights. So you're not getting that benefit really unless you're
paying 3,500 points.
But the other ones, vehicles gaining it will not die is nice. You're very flexible. It's not terrible, but it's probably not as good as the Convocation.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah, now, Castellans of the Imperium, this is the one I've been reading about online. So it's the same Force Org chart, but with basically take your pick from pretty much any Imperial Codex. So you can have Assassins, you can have units from Angels of Death, you can have Imperial Guardsmen, you can have Sisters, you can have Inquisitors, Agents, Knights.
In fact, what I'm going to do, save us reading this all out, there's the page, so there's all the HQs, those ones.
You basically just pick anything from the Imperium, with the exception of most of the named characters, although you can have Yarick and Pass, you can have Celestine or Greyfax, and I believe you can have the Black Templar character as well, like High Marshal Helbrecht and Chaplain Grimoldus. But
so there is a lot there.
Basically, it's all the choices from all the books.
You don't get much for your troops, though.
No, you can't. You get infantry platoons, veterans, sister squads, Tempestus Scions, and Crusaders, scouts, and tacticals. So you get everything that's there.
So what's the benefits?
Zealous defenders. All units in this detachment have hatred. However, if you've got the maximum number, you gain zealot instead of hatred. So you gain fearless, but then you could do this cheaper because... Oh no you couldn't, because you still need 3 Lords of War. So no, you're not going to be getting zealot, but hatred is good.
So each time, the second benefit,
Flock to the front line.
Each time a troops unit from this detachment is completely destroyed, roll a d6. On a 5+, you can immediately place a new unit into ongoing reserve that is identical in terms of original number, models, weapon upgrades,
This new unit counts as being part of this detachment, so you have the same rule for it. Victory points are awarded for new units as...
So it's like the Tyranids Skyblight.
Yeah, but it's all your troops.
But it's Imperium, so that just makes Tyranids meh. Because Imperium can do it now.
Now, the thing I'm seeing with this is it's only your troops, and they're going to kind of be stuck a little bit to the back, because unless they've got deep strike or outflank naturally, they have to come on for your baseline.
That's true.
But then when you look what you've got here...
Well, you've got Tempestus. Scions who have deep strike.
And you've got scout squads that can outflank.
Yeah.
Now, Tempestus Scions with this could be fun. This could actually make Tempestus Scions usable, not on their own, but in this formation.
Tempestus Scions are okay, they're just a bit pricey.
But when you buy, if you pick the best of the best from the others, and your Tempestus Scions...
I mean, if you put 5 Tempestus Scions, 2 melt guns, it's like 95 points. So.
That's not bad. It's less than 100 points for 2 melter guns.
Yeah, 2
I
melter
love
guns.
that in my Salamanders list.
So, and the other 3 will have hotshot las guns, so...
So you could certainly want to spam Tempestus in this. Now your other thing is you reroll your Warlord trait.
Oh, fuck. I just realised the Warlord...
Yes, the Lords of War options do include Baneblade, Banehammer, Banesword, Doomhammer, Hellhammer, Shadow Sword, Stormlord and Stormsword. All your Imperial Guard super heavies are in here. Now, one of the restrictions is you do have to use at least 2 different factions. But, you know, you can pick the best from the Guard, the best from the Marines, the best from the Tempestus. And is there such a thing as the best of the Adeptus Sororitas?
I don't know, because the Codex is all digital.
Saint Celestine. There you go. And Inquisitor Greyfax if you want her. Backed up by Yarick.
So these are interesting, I would say.
I think this one particularly needs a lot of analysing for the combos you can pull.
The thing is, we're not familiar with Mechanicum at all, so...
So we're not the best people to review Mechanicum, we'll admit that.
But other than that, there's no more upgrades to be had. There's just a few going overs of what you can have. Here we go. We've
got new relics for the Mechanicum and the Ecclesiarchy. So we've got Arcana Mechanicum and Ecclesiarchy Reliquary thing. So characters, so for the Mechanicum one, it's any character that's been selected as part of a conclave Acquisitorius or a Grand Conclave, or are in an army that includes Bellisarius Cawl, can select one of the following. Do we want to run through these then?
Yeah, we've got time.
We got time. Have I got data? Yeah. Let's have a look. Where's the clock? You know, I've got time. We can run these in about 10.
So the first one is the
Numinaster's Casket of Electromancy.
Try saying that when you're half drunk.
That when you're half drunk.
Yeah. Wanker.
30 points. Once per game, the bearer can unleash the casket instead of another ranged weapon. The attack automatically targets and hits all enemy units, including flying stuff, within range regardless of line of sight. Now, it's only a 2d6 range, and it's only strength 3. But it's assault 1 haywire, 1 use only.
So drop it in the middle of a demi company and be like, pop!
Pop! All your tanks take a hull point.
30 points? Nah.
Quantum Annihilator. It's another ranged weapon, again 30 points. We got range 18. Random strength of 2d6.
Strength of 2d6, whoa.
Ooh, risky. AP2 though. Assault D3 Quantum Paradox. That's just, you choose the target, then roll the strength. And if you get a 10 or more, if you get above 10, then all successful rolls to hits will automatically wound non-vehicle targets and gain insta-death, and automatically pen vehicles.
For 30 points for a random, really random weapon, so 2d6 strength from D3 shots.
Maybe if you're fancying a bit more fun. A fun item that could potentially screw.
For 30 points,
over.
not massively competitive.
No. I'm late already, but that's fine. The Sacrifictorium Auto Repulsor. It's 15 points. And it's -2 to your charge excuse me.
Enemy units must subtract 2 when charging you.
Which is nice. Stick in terrain with that. Suddenly your opponent needs to roll a 5 to even move.
I mean, if you've got... I don't know if the Castellan robots are like Stone Purpose or something. So... maybe that might be worth it.
The thing is, because you're combining your forces here, you could even stick that with like a big gunline unit that doesn't want to get charged.
So if they're in cover, they're getting -4 to charge you unless they've got to move from cover.
Memento Mortispex, another 30 points one. At the start of each of your turns, choose one of the following special rules to apply to the bearer and their unit.
The rules are...
Cognis weapons, which is a Mechanicum thing.
Monster Hunter, Skyfire, or Tank Hunter. Ooh, Skyfire, that's quite cool.
Ooh.
Cognis weapons, when a model makes snapshots, including Overwatch, with this weapon, it has... the Blister skill counted as being 2?
Yeah. Oh, so you BS2 Overwatch, and Flamers automatically roll a 6 on their Wall of Death. So
yeah, so they automatically get 3 hits with Flamers, and you count as BS2.
That's nice. If you've got a big shooty unit, again, that your character wants to be in.
It's pretty handy.
Skyfire. It's a way to get...
That might be worth 30 points. Like that one and the...
the Auto Repulsor.
Yeah. The Auto Repulsor 15 points, that's definitely worth it. The random swapping up rules and stuff could be really useful.
Because the thing is, it's a way to get Skyfire, but doesn't lock you to having Skyfire. If your opponent doesn't bring any flyers, you can still get Monster Hunter or Tank Hunter, and your opponent's going to have a monster or a tank.
So, yeah, could be interesting.
The Omnissiah's Grace.
10 points. Bearer gains a 6-up invuln. If the bearer already has an invulnerable save, it improved by 1 to a maximum of 3+.
Give that to a bloke with a Storm Shield. Oh no, to a maximum of 3+, sorry.
Yeah.
Give that to a bloke with an Iron Halo, allowing him to still fight two-handed and have a 3-up invuln. I like.
So for 10 points, that's quite good. Buff your invuln.
And final one is St. Courier's Auto Purger. Sounds like one hell of a laxative. Models charging the bearer and their unit don't gain bonus attacks for charging, so it's Blight Grenades. In addition, all models in any unit that are locked in combat with the bearer must pass a toughness test at initiative 10 or suffer a wound for each toughness test they fail.
Saves
yeah.
can be taken as normal against wounds caused in this manner.
No, probably overpriced.
So the Omniscience Grace for 10 points, giving your Invon buff.
The Mortar Specs.
For random rules and Skyfire, Monster Hunter and stuff like that.
And the Auto Repulsor.
You can only have one, I believe.
Only one of each may be taken per
so you could
army.
take all 3 of them.
But I believe you couldn't stack them all on one character.
Why not?
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't actually say that. May select one. There we go. They're only allowed one per character.
So you're only allowed one per character, but you're allowed one per army.
And you don't have to be Mechanicum. You only have to either be in one of these formations or have Bellisarius Cawl. So you can take Cawl in any Imperium force, and he's pretty good. So that could be interesting. Maybe not. I think this is more going to be fun than really competitive, though. Is where I'm feeling this book's going.
I don't know. I've seen some pretty strong things in it, but at the same time, I think they're testing the water with new things and what they want to do formation-wise.
Yeah, I think this is a new direction for GW.
So we got the
Ecclesiarchy relics. So, if you're a character who is part of either a Wrathful Crusade, which is the Templars one, or the Castellans of the Imperium, or an army that includes Celestine. Okay, that's cool. So, the Skull of Petronella the Pious.
It's 30 points again. The Bearer and all models in the unit have a 6-up invulnerable save. No,
not for 30 points. Blade of the Worthy. It's a melee weapon. It can be used in 2 ways, either user or +2 strength, AP 2 or 3. So the rule is Divine Fury. Hang on.
If the Bearer is locked in combat at the start of the fight sub-phase, they must take a leadership test. If the test is failed, the user uses the first profile
I see.
for both strength and AP during the phase. If the test is passed,
use the second profile. So if it's 30 points, it's a power sword, but if you pass a leadership test, it becomes
+2 strength
+2
AP2.
strength AP2. So basically it becomes
For
at that
30
point a
points.
war scythe. 30 points for a war scythe that you have to pass a leadership test to use.
No.
A little pricey. I think there are better ways to do it.
The Castigator?
Yep.
12-inch range. Oh, it's just a weapon. Range weapon.
It's just a bolt
Strength
pistol.
4, AP2, pistol, unstoppable vengeance. Invulnerable saves can't be taken by wounds caused by the Castigator.
But you're only strength 4 one shot.
Still, it's AP2.
Maybe if you've got 15 points left over.
Yeah. Not bad.
The Font of Fury. It's a once per game grenade, basically. Range 8, strength 3, assault 1, large blast, Bane of Evil.
Poison 4+.
Yeah.
Uh,
But it's poison 2+ against units of Chaos Demons.
Chaos Space Marines and Corn Demon Kin faction.
Useful.
Pretty good. 10 points. That's just but that's useless unless you draw a Chaos faction.
Yeah, so
So in an all-comers list, no.
no. But if you're playing a themed game, then and you're not being a total dick with the rest of your list, why not? Chuck a large blast that wounds Chaos on a 2+.
And if you don't take that, you've got Poison 4+ large blast.
The Shroud of the Antimartyr. 35. What's an Antimartyr? That's someone who doesn't die for their faith, I guess. The bearer of the Shroud of the Antimartyr has Eternal Warrior.
35 points for Eternal Warrior.
A bit pricey.
Yeah, that's very costly.
Not liking that.
And I find Eternal Warrior is really hit and miss whether it's actually worth
It
having.
very rarely comes up in my experience.
Yeah.
My characters don't tend, unless I'm playing Eldar, but then I get one-shotted by strength 6. But my Marine characters aren't taking strength 8 hits, they're dying to multiple strength 5 hits.
And then you've got the
Desvale's Holy Circle.
35 points again.
It's a 4+ invuln, and you can't deep strike within 12 inches of the bearer. and if if an enemy scatters within 12 inches of the bearer, they automatically mishap.
That's pretty cool.
If you're needing to give it to a guy who hasn't got a 4+ anyway, that's, yeah, useful, but possibly a little pricey.
Yeah. That's a nice book. Has some quirky things in there, some cool things to try. Nothing amazing,
Nothing.
I would say.
Yeah, it feels more fluffy than overpowered, which I like.
I mean, if I knew more about this Guittari and the Mechanicum, that Conclave Aquarius?
Acquisitorius. Basically, they want to get stuff.
Yeah.
But they're Latin, so they add a lot of extra letters at the end.
So that could be cool. That's a way to get the Electro priests in your list, I think. That no one ever uses.
Yeah. We'll see, I don't know much about it, but as for the book in general, while I've not reviewed the fluff, from what I've seen, it does represent a bit of a new direction for 40k.
Yeah, a little bit. How do you think you're going to use this book?
I think, for me personally, as a Space Marine player, the one that sticks out for me, because I don't play Templars, is the either just sticking one of the characters into my list, or possibly running the what's it called, the Castellans of the Imperium, because you've got respawning troops and you can pull in the best from other armies.
Do you think you're actually going to do it though?
Am I going to do it? I'd like to. I don't think I've got enough time and money right now.
If you were me, you would.
If I had your level of free time and disposable income that I could spend without the wife asking where it's going, then yeah, I would certainly consider running this.
This is why I stay single. Because I can't afford a woman, I spend all my money on Warhammer.
And your new motorbike. By the way, congrats on passing your bike test.
Yes, I get to play on my new motorbike.
Hey. So that's how I would use it personally, but I think there's different ways you can run it, and I mean, I would even be interested to try seeing how the fluff goes and playing some of these missions, but we'll see how. Right, well, by the looks of that cut in the recording, I'm running out of data on my phone, so we're going to have to call it there, but thanks a lot for watching. Let us know in the comments what you think of this book. I'm sure there's stuff I've missed, so yeah, pick me up on that. And stay tuned, because once I've had a chance to read all the fluff, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the fluff section of this.
Should be cool to hear.
Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you guys again soon.
Bye.
Bye.